Okay, welcome everybody to the What's Up ESE podcast. We are so glad that you guys are listening and joining us today. We are currently recording this on at the end of week 3 of school. We're super excited because today we're going to talk about some fun stuff today as well. But before we keep on going, I actually want to introduce 2 guests that we have today. They're kind of guests, but they haven't been on the podcast as much, but they have been very present within all of this. We have Jolette, which she is a part of the podcast committee, and she's been here once before. Yay. If you want to say hi.
Hi, guys. I'm back.
And then this is a new face that I don't think we've ever seen on the podcast. We have Gaby here, and Gaby is also helping us on our podcast. She's typically behind the camera. She's always counting us off and just making sure everything's running smoothly. So how does it feel being on the podcast, Gaby?
Very nerve-wracking, but very exciting.
Can you tell me your major, please?
Oh, God.
What are you studying?
I am a triple major. I am currently studying a BFA in dance with a concentration in choreographic studies, a BA in linguistics and bilingualism with a minor in translation, and I'm starting my Associates of Science in the sign language interpreter program.
Wow.
That's crazy. I've known Gaby for 3 years now.
3 years, yeah.
And each year something gets added onto that. Something gets added onto that.
Yeah. We always look forward to the back to work events where we all have to stand and say our name and our major. When it gets to Gaby, we're just waiting to see what's going to be new.
Yeah, I always try to be last because I'm if I go first, everyone's going to be like, how do I follow that?
She's like, I like to keep it humble.
That's funny. Gaby's also been actually the longest peer leader at this table right now.
Wow.
She has seniority. I think actually over everybody in the office.
Yes.
I think Gaby is our most senior peer leader.
This is my 5th year as a peer leader.
Fourth
year. 5th year as a school, but as a student.
Yeah.
That is so
she's
cool.
been through it all.
No, literally.
She's been through it all.
You've seen all the seasons.
I've seen all the ages.
Of the ESE.
All the eras.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And then we also have Claudia here once again.
Yes.
Coming back. That's all you're going to say, hello? Why don't you tell us what you're up to this weekend?
Oh, hold on. When is this getting released?
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully they don't lose. No, this weekend I'm going to a Cowboys game. So you guys pray that they win.
Go Cowboys.
And then if they don't, then we won't upload this and then we'll re-record it. I won't mention it and then we'll be good.
I'm a big Cowboys fan. Do you guys have football teams?
I go based off of my
based off of who's winning?
No, my stepdad. He likes the Patriots. That's all I know.
The Patriots.
Yeah,
Gillette, do you have a football team?
I've actually been a fan of Kansas City.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are you a Swiftie?
Kinda 50-50. Kinda 50-50
Okay.
Swiftie.
Interesting.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. I'm a big Cowboys fan. I don't want to say big. My dad's a big Cowboys fan, and I support my family.
I love that. Tell us about your fantasy league
No.
and how your first week matchup went.
Oh gosh, I started fantasy football, y'all. Fantasy football. I got invited to an ESE department league, so all the big dogs are in there. We got Yesenia. Well, actually, I don't think Yesenia's in. Ray's in there. Stephen Brown is in there. All these people have been on the podcast. Denise is in there.
Sergio's in there?
Sergio's in there. Yeah. All these people. And there's another person in here, which ended up being my first matchup, which was Lupe. Lupe, yeah. She's been on the podcast before. She is amazing, except when it comes to fantasy football, because she was trash talking hardcore, and I was getting ready to go into Sunday because I was like, oh bro, my first time doing fantasy football and my first time winning too fantasy football against Lupe.
Yeah.
But she beat me.
She backed up all her talk.
Yes, dude. It was. Oh my gosh, and it was like a back and forth. Towards the end, I think there was minutes left in the game, and I was up, and I was like, it's over, and then she gets 20 points. She gains 20 points on something, so hopefully she doesn't see this. I have actually been avoiding her this whole week in the office, so I have not interacted or seen Lupe whatsoever, because I know when I do, it's just gonna be terrible.
It's gonna be the end of it.
Yeah.
You have to be Sergio this one.
Yeah.
And then it'll all be forgotten.
Yeah, I hope so. But yeah, that's how my fantasy team's going.
That's awesome.
First time doing fantasy, but I can guarantee you, and at the end of, well, I don't think at the end of the semester, fantasy will be over.
Yeah.
But
At the beginning of next
yeah.
semester.
I'll show you guys with the fantasy football winner belt.
Okay.
I'll come on with that. That'll be
Yeah.
fun.
No,
But
we
yeah,
don't think you will.
super excited because today we have just a panel of peer leaders, and we have some newer peer leaders too, like Jolette. I think Jolette and Claudia are kind of newer,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been here for a bit, and
Yes.
Gabby's been here for a long bit. I'm joking.
Okay, with Jolette and I, this is both of our second years, right?
First, no?
No.
First, no?
This is our second year. Starting your
Yeah, yeah,
second
yeah.
year. Okay,
Starting
we're both
There you
starting
go.
our second year. You're starting your third year.
Yes.
And then you're starting your
My
fourth.
Fourth,
year.
yeah.
Okay.
So you kind of got a little bit of everything.
Yeah, we had
Yeah.
And we're going to be talking a little bit about student success today. But before we get into that, we actually have a little icebreaker game that we want to play. Dalia, why don't you go ahead and explain it to us?
Yeah, we just want to get back in the groove. Like Gabby said, it's a little bit nerve-wracking, so we're going to get a little bit comfortable first. And we're going to start with a fun game of Impostor. I don't know if that's the official name. Is it? Okay, we'll call it that. So basically, we all have a piece of paper here. And on these pieces of paper, or on 3 out of 4 of these pieces of paper, our Jenna wrote down a word that we're all going to have to describe. And one person out of the 4 has a paper that says imposter. So the imposter has no idea what the word is, but everyone is going around saying another word that describes the word on the paper. And the imposter has to do their best to blend in and use context clues, while the people who know the word have to do their best to let other people know that they know it, but not so much that the imposter can figure it out, if that makes any sense. So the rules that we're going to play with are, we're going to start, or Jenna's going to tell us who's going to start.
Or tell us who's going to start beforehand.
Okay.
That way, yeah. Okay. I'll
Alexis
start.
is going to start, and then we'll move down this way, and we're
Okay.
going to do at least three times going around saying
Okay.
a word. If at the end of those 3 times we know who the imposter is, then we can say it.
Okay.
Okay.
And then at the end of those 3, if you're the imposter and you know the word, or if you think you know the word, then you can say it.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay?
Let's do it.
Are you ready? Okay.
Wait, can the imposter say it at any time?
We'll let Jenna decide.
Like, let's say round 2, the imposter's like, oh, I know what it is. And then it's like,
Or do you want to wait till 3?
I think you guys can go ahead and just reveal it at the end. So like the imposter pretend like it's not you, like blame somebody else or do something.
okay.
Okay.
And then at the end of round 3, you can reveal yourself when after the vote.
Okay.
Okay.
If you know it. If you don't, then you keep going.
Yeah.
Okay. Unless they know who the imposter
Alrighty, let's do it. Let's see
Okay.
what this word is.
Jenna says not to hold it up so that we don't see the ink.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Bro, he's already doing too much.
Interesting one. Huh.
Okay.
You ready to get caught?
Boots.
What's with your serious
Okay.
face,
You
Gabby?
starting?
Yes, I am starting.
Word.
I will say wet.
Okay.
Interesting. I have suspicions already.
What?
No, just kidding. I'll say movies.
Oh, that's a good one.
Is it?
Don't you start.
Ooh, I can't think of a word.
She's all, y'all want to help me out?
I think we know who the.
Okay. Floor.
Okay.
Let me think.
Shouldn't be doing that much thinking. If you know what it is.
Give me 30 minutes. Okay.
Technically, Jolette is editing, so if she can just speed run the 30 minutes.
I will.
We'll also put it on this. We'll put it on the screen so that you guys know
Yeah,
the word.
the
that
word,
we're-
yeah.
okay.
Jolette thinking.
And
Me
we'll put-
thinking. I'll say
It's hard. I'm ready to vote.
Camera.
Camera.
Oh,
Okay.
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 Let's go ahead and vote.
Are we supposed to do 3
Oh, we're
rounds?
supposed to do 3 rounds. 3 rounds.
Okay.
We'll give Jolette 1 round to redeem herself.
Please.
Alrighty. I'm gonna go with fast.
Okay. I'm gonna go with help.
Brown.
Okay. Can I just give up?
Brother.
It's me, guys. I'm the imposter. You want to rate anyone? Well, okay, we'll do another one.
We
Let's
can-
debrief that.
I just want to let everyone know that I'm really, really bad at lying. And
I was kind of hoping, because she said
Yeah.
camera, I was thinking she was thinking of movies.
Yeah,
So when I
yeah,
said
yeah.
fast, I was really hoping she would be like furious.
Dude.
The word was quicksand, by the way.
Yeah, the word was
It's
quicksand.
quicksand. Yeah.
Did anybody see her face when she opened her paper or no?
No.
No,
Was
I
it?
did not. I did
Was it
not.
obvious?
No, I wish I would have looked. That's what I'm
Ah.
saying. I feel like she.
I think she had a good poker face because she was just like, why are you nervous, Gabby? Like, why are you so like?
She was already planting
yeah,
the seed.
it's like, oh,
Dang.
Gabby's the imposter.
That's crazy.
That's funny.
And then when the time came, she couldn't.
She just couldn't keep up with it.
imposter.
That
Zoom
is-
in there.
But yeah, movies was a good guess. I
right?
was trying to think of a word because I was thinking of Princess Bride,
Mm.
and then the quicksand scene,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, but I can't say Princess Bride.
I was thinking of the Wizards of Waverly Place movie.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah, yeah.
gosh.
Yeah, that's
So
what I was
good.
thinking of.
Yeah.
I've only seen quicksand in movies,
Yeah.
Mm,
so that's a good one.
yeah.
But I heard they're very scary, like when it actually happens.
Dude, yeah.
Anyways, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. The concept of that is just crazy.
Yeah, I've never experienced quicksand, and I hope to never experience it. But yeah, it was fun. I think we'll wrap up today's episode with another game of Imposter.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll give Jolette some time to hopefully
To breathe, please.
prepare. But today's is actually a pretty interesting topic, and like I said, I'm excited that we all have peer leader suites, or it's just peer leader suite, because we get to talk about this out of experience, not just as students, but also as peer leaders, as kind of mentors for students and stuff. And what we want to talk about today, it's kind of like a practical day, is the top 5 secrets to academic success. We had a training with Charlie Gibbons, which he is the assistant vice president, or something like that. Oh my
The
gosh.
disrespect.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe I forgot his title. Anyways, he works really closely with the president here at the university. So yeah, and he gave us these like top 5 secrets to academic success that actually have a lot of research backed by them. And I just wanted to talk about them with you all and just see your guys' experience through it, and maybe see how you guys have maybe seen the negative effects of not doing this, or seen the positive effects, or maybe seen it through students in your own classes also. So the first one is, or should we go from 5 to 1 or 1 to 5?
I feel like
That doesn't
5
matter.
to 1.
5 to 1?
Yes.
All right, number 5 on the list is review the syllabus.
That's a really good one.
Review the syllabus. So what's your guys' experience with the syllabus?
I think that it's extremely important, especially before you are going to like email your instructor a question,
Yeah.
because some instructors will email you back and say, go look at your syllabus, like before they give you an answer themselves. And so I think to save yourself like some
Embarrassment.
yeah, a little bit of an embarrassment maybe. Reviewing the syllabus is just extremely important. Keeping those files like saved on your laptop, especially as you're leading up to quizzes, to exams, so that you know how much of your grade that they're worth. So you know what topics they're covering and that you're not going into things blind. The syllabus is literally like everything. And
I will admit I haven't been saving my syllabi as of recent. However, I guess I will talk about the negative effects about that. Like if your Blackboard or whatever program you have on, like for your school, or for your classes is not working, or obviously your internet's down and so on and so forth. If you have the syllabi or any other documents that like for that week saved, at least you won't have to depend so much on like a Wi-Fi port, because I know obviously a lot of students have different situations, and sometimes like that's also access to Wi-Fi, which is very important. And obviously not everyone can live on campus, right? Which is a hub for that like Wi-Fi accessibility.
Yeah.
But having it saved beforehand, especially on a laptop or iPad or device that's not your phone, would be beneficial. Even on a USB, like it would be very beneficial.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, I think, I like that because the syllabus is like the rules of the game, bro. So if you're not reading like your syllabus, I think you're kind of setting yourself back a bit. Because there's like extra credit opportunities on there, you know. There's also absence policy as well. Like sometimes people come into college and they think like, oh, I'm paying for school, like I can show up whenever I want to. But if you read your syllabus, it's like, oh, 50% of my grade is attendance. It's like, oh shoot.
Or
you
you'll
know?
find out that like maybe even in some instances, like Jenna has a class like this where attendance doesn't necessarily count towards your grade, but if you don't check in like 4 or more times, like you're dropped from the class. And that's it. And so some instructors are like that, but you wouldn't know that if you didn't read your syllabus.
And I think that's probably the biggest thing, at least me being a peer leader, is I think the biggest way people have failed out or had to drop the UNIV class is because they don't show up. Because you really do miss out a lot, you know. And there's some UNIV professors, I won't name them so I don't drop their secrets, but sometimes they'll have like a lot of like Easter eggs in their syllabus. And surprisingly, even outside of UNIV, there's some instructors that'll have those Easter eggs as well. Where it's like, send me this, blah, 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 you know, send me a picture of your favorite animal and get 10 points extra credit. It's like, oh, shoot. Oh, my goodness.
Literally.
Yeah. And I think the next one, number 4 on this list, and I'm going to kind of refer this a little bit more to Jolette, because I know this past semester she had a lot of experience with this. Number 4 secret of academic success is visiting professors' office hours. Visiting professors' office hours.
Yes, guys. So I think it's really, really important for you guys to visit your professor's office hours, just because you can learn either like from more like beyond the class, or they can even like offer you like opportunities. I had a class, back to story. I had a class last semester. I would go to my professor's like office hours just to discuss like, hey, like I did really bad in this exam, like can you please like help me to understand why, or things I can improve. And yeah, like they will help you, of course. Like they're not going to give you like the answers or anything, but they will help you like through all the process, and for you to learn it like in the easiest way as possible. That way, like on your finals or on your next exam, you could be like more prepared. And not just about that, but they would also tell you like, okay, you feel a little bit lost, you want to do something like more related to your major. Here there's some organizations I know that you can join, or go to the, I don't know, psychology website, and you're gonna find like labs that you can join, and those are all like very helpful, just because it also helps you build like your resume, and it helps you like grow like professionally, academically, and personally. So I think like it's really, really important. I know like the first time you might be like really shy, or like think like, why would I go to my professor's office hours? I can just like ask him like after class, or but I think after class it's like more, you're like more in a rush, or they are in a rush, and when you go visit them it's more like, oh, you can talk to them more like peacefully, and you know, with time. And so I just like encourage everyone to like beat that fear. They're not scary, guys. They're humans like us. We're all humans. And yeah, I mean, they will open doors for you, like a lot of doors, and it will help you like in your future.
Yeah, that is so true. I think another thing is like, if you are interested in applying for scholarships or programs, or like post-grad opportunities or graduate school, things like that, and you need references, like there, of course, if you do well in a class, like you can ask your professor for a reference, but if all they know about you is that you have an A in the grade book, like that's all that they can put on your reference. If you've never talked to them one-on-one, like let them know the path that you're on or the things that you're interested in, like they'll have nothing to put on a reference letter that you asked them for. So then that'll be hard for you to like expect from them as well. So
and also think about it, there's going to be a point where you're going to be having a class with 200 plus students in there. So you want to make sure that your professor remembers you like by like who you are. Like you want to try to get close to them, so that way like in the future, if you're applying for a very important job and you need a recommendation letter, they're there for you, right? Especially if they're like related to your major. They're really gonna help you in that. So you gotta make sure that you beat all the 250 students, so that you're like the top in their list. And yeah. So.
Yeah, I think when we had this training with Charlie Gibbons, he made like a really good point that the professors, to be a professor, you have to be like an expert at what you do, you know? So the fact that we have like world-renowned and national-renowned like experts at our disposal that have to have office hours each week for their students, and we're not taking advantage of that, it's kind of crazy, you know, because it really does help you, you know, step ahead in your career. And even if it's a professor that isn't in your major, it really does help you step ahead in your class as well. I know I've like, had conversations or in office hours with certain professors, and they work with me, you know. If I, you know, for some reason missed an assignment or wasn't able to show up to class, they're able to work with me, but only if you have that like open communication with them, you know.
And like willingness to
Exactly.
even explain and like look for those credit opportunities.
And you'd be surprised that not a lot of people use their office hours. So when you're showing up to the office hours, I think it really does like make an impact on the professor, you know. And it does show the professor it does show the professor that like, oh shoot, like this student's taking it seriously, you know.
Well, even I mean, think about our office hours. I have not, like, nobody comes to office hours.
Nobody.
I can think of one that's come this whole semester, and like we're supposed to have these designated office hours like for that purpose, and they don't get utilized, you know.
We only use them for like the grade. Like we have a grade connected to the syllabus, connected to their whatever, but they only come once and then that's it, you know. But even after, like depending on how much the student is willing to talk to you, is willing to communicate with you, they actually find out a lot about UTEP, about their class, about you as a student, about other professors, and I see it like lighten something in them, especially talking to a fellow student who's to them like older or more professional than them, you know, like a professional student or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. You'll never lose something like going office hours.
So hit up your office hours for sure.
Hit up our office hours.
We're there. We're there. Number 3 on this list is figure out the best way to take notes. Now, note taking is something that we kind of talk about in the UNAV classes, but why do you guys think it's so important to take notes?
I think more important than learning just how to take notes in general is learning how to take notes that are the best way that you can study later for specific classes. And kind of realizing that not like the same notes are not going to be effective for every single class style. Like you have your math classes or like your chemistries where they're all about problem solving, and then you have things like your biologies or your histories where it's more about memorization and memorizing things. And so if you're trying to use a note-taking method that you use for biology, for chemistry, it's probably not going to work out because they're two very different approaches to classes. So I think it's important to like take notes seriously, but also learn about what works for your learning style and what works for the class style. Like I think there's a lot of importance in that as well.
Yeah,
honestly, like I would recommend, like even if you don't have a style, having pen and paper can just benefit so much. And I know like we have now like I sound so old, like iPads now that you can like write on them with like a utensil, and your body memorizes it, and that's one of the most important things. Like your body and mind connect, and so if you have that physicality of it, I think it benefits a lot as well. But like always having it like during office hours, during class, during like specific meetings, lectures, like if you know that you're going for something to process, like have input, I think it's very beneficial to have pen and paper always, or your iPad and writing utensil always.
Yeah.
Like just to memorize it, to remember it, and to make note of something that might be beneficial in the future.
Yeah, that's really good.
I think another good tip too is when you're taking notes is to not, like, if they're reading it off a slide, don't just type what you're reading on the slide.
Yeah.
Kind of put it in your own words. And
Process
then
it.
That's how you're
Summarize
gonna
it.
exactly, like, because then that's you understanding it while you're writing it. So that's already one level of like studying.
Yeah.
And then going back and looking at those notes is like another way of studying.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's important too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I like that. Do you have anything, Jolette?
I would just say that, just like Claudia said, like, don't try to type, like, for example, like when I'm in my classes, I type everything in my computer, but I don't write everything that's on the slide.
Yeah.
Like, I do try to summarize it, and then from there, I like start taking like paper and pen notes, even though I'm very, very slow at writing, guys. But it helps me like memorize. Yeah. So I feel like I do it in my computer first, and then from there, like, I take notes on paper, and then that's when I read it, and then when I'm memorizing at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so true. And it was like learning your style, because some people enjoy sitting in a lecture and just being focused on what the instructor is saying, and then they'll go back later and take notes off of the slides and connect it back to the things that they remember.
Yeah.
So again, it's all about like finding your style.
Yeah, and I think it's important to find your style, especially during your freshman year.
Yeah.
Like, don't get to junior and senior year
Yeah.
and be figuring out like, oh, how do I take notes? You know?
Like, oh, this doesn't work.
Yeah, exactly. And I think your method of note taking is gonna be different from everybody else's. You know,
Yeah.
the best notes you take are the ones you'll use and you'll understand.
Yeah,
It might even
exactly.
change like every year or
Yeah.
every semester because you're always trying to figure it out. Like you're always, the mind is always evolving. So don't feel like that your style of note taking now is going to be your style of note taking in the future, or it's the right way or the wrong way. Like it's genuinely just for yourself.
Yeah,
And that should be the most important thing.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
it helps you understand.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's the
And that you
it's
use
the-
your notes too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
our peer leader Lily, she mentioned it in our class because we share a class together, and that she writes her notes and then she rewrites them and and keeps rewriting them throughout the
crazy.
semester just to understand the process. And I didn't know how far it went until she actually showed me, and I saw her doing it one time, and I'm like, wow, like she's been writing the same words like 10 pages over and over again. Like that's just her process.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and it
Dang,
works.
that's
Yeah, and it works.
And
Yeah.
it's different for everybody.
Yeah. So notes are really important to get down,
Yes.
especially in the future. This next one, number 2, we're on number 2 on the list. Might be a little bit of a controversial one.
Okay, we'll talk it out.
Especially, you know, since I feel like, especially freshman year, and I'm guilty of this, having a 200 student class. You know, I had a class in the Union Cinema, and out of all the seats there, I sat in the very last row.
Yeah.
And I was confronted by this a little bit when I heard it. Number 2 is sit in the front 2 rows of class. Sit in the front 2 rows of class. Secrets to academic success. Why is sitting in the front a secret to academic success?
What do we think?
Okay. Well, I know for a fact, as a partially blind person, I'm not even wearing my glasses right now.
Yeah, they're like on the
table, right here. That it's very beneficial, obviously, to see. And honestly, for me, like looking at the teacher and being able to process what he's saying, I feel like sometimes we lose our hearing if we can't see. You know? So when you can't see the teacher, you're like all the way in the back, and you're like looking at this figure just going side to side. And then like, yes, you kind of see the presentation, but you're also like, oh, what's that word or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
But there's also this like memorization also that happens, like that this impact, you're like, oh, maybe he's too loud. But, oh, that made me remember about like this neuron formation thing or formula, whatever.
Yeah.
And so I feel like being in the 2 front row seats can really like have this like adrenaline for you as a student, rather than in the back, like, yeah, you get lazy and you lay back and you're like, oh yeah, I feel so comfortable, I'm gonna take a nap. In the front, you're like, oh my god, people are watching me, so I have to pay attention.
Yeah.
Like
No.
there's this focus that happens.
Yeah, that's so true. I think that's the biggest thing. Like, it keeps you
Accountable.
accountable.
Yeah, dude.
Literally, like, because you know that at any time, like, they can call on you, they can look at you,
Yeah.
like, and then of course everybody's sitting behind you, so everyone can see what you're doing on your
For
screen.
real, for
Like,
real.
you're gonna leave it on your notes tab on the
Yeah.
slideshow, and that's gonna be that. If you're sitting in the front 2 rows, like, the farther back you get, the more the lesson becomes like background noise. I think it's so easy to get distracted when we have like the phones, the laptops, the iPads. So I think the accountability is like the biggest
Dude,
thing.
for real. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think also you're sitting in the front 2 rows, like your professor's kind of talking to you, you know?
Yeah, it's
Like
so
especially in
true.
a big class, you know, like you're kind of in the main focal point of your professor, which
Yeah.
allows you to engage with the content a lot more.
Yeah.
It does push, even if it's like uncomfortable sometimes, to be participating, because your professor
Yeah.
will look at the front row first, you know, and they can hear the front row a lot better.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it does keep you accountable, and it does open up that new level of focus, you know, and understanding.
That's so true. It makes it way easier to ask questions.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're sitting in the middle, then like everybody's gonna be looking at you
Yes,
this way
dude.
if you have a question. But if you're sitting in the front, it's literally just you and the instructor, and everyone who's behind you may be looking at you. Well, if they can find you, because these are like huge. But I think it's way easier to ask questions too when you're sitting in the front. It's like
Yeah.
you're saying, it's literally like they're talking right to you.
And then talking about like making connections with your professor, like they're gonna memorize you way, or they're gonna remember you way more than you sitting all the way in the back.
Yeah.
Last semester I sat like front row at one of my classes, and the next day professor already knew my name, and I was like, oh my gosh, this pressure is insane. I was like, I gotta lock in.
It's true, but it gets you to that point where you're
Yeah,
like, okay,
dude.
this
I was
one's
like,
serious
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
For
Like
real.
we've already hit that level, so we gotta like maintain it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Number one tip or secret to academic success. And this might be simple, but it is go to class.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, bro.
Go to class.
Every day.
Yeah, specifically
Every day.
go to every class.
Every day.
Yeah, and this is because we get a little comfortable in college. You know, with tuition involved. I don't know if it gives us the you know the thought of like, oh, I'm paying for this. I can go whenever I want. You know.
But also like exactly.
Yeah, it's like you're paying for the show up. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it is important to go to every class, you know, not just attendance wise, but just think about how much you're going to be missing in that class, you know. There's a reason we have class, you know. It's not, it should, at least it shouldn't be optional.
Yeah, I agree.
know?
And it's the same thing with office hours. Like, you'll never lose something from going to class. Like, they're literally teaching you. You're going to learn something if you go. And then also, I'll speak about it from like a UNIV perspective. If like first year students are watching this, the whole class is participation.
Yeah, dude.
Literally the whole class.
Your assignments are done in class.
Yeah. Every time I get an email about someone being absent, like, of course, people want to know how they can make up their work. And it's, like, sad when, like, 90% of the time you have to be like, I'm sorry, you can't make up the points because it was, like, based off a group discussion.
Yeah, like it was like an exit ticket.
Yeah,
or like,
exactly. So I think if you're missing your UNIV class especially, or this like works with labs too, where it's all based on participation, like you're gonna see your grade drop drastically just from not showing up.
And then to piggyback off like the the missing of information, like when you miss class. I guess personally, like I've realized obviously in my old years that when you miss class, like it's just like a bunch of information. It's not even like a little like, oh, we read this chapter, we went over it and we're fine. No, in your freshman, sophomore years, it kind of is like that. You're like, oh, I missed this chapter, oh, I missed this workshop, yada, yada, yada. It feels like that, but later on you're like, oh, wow, like I literally missed how to guide someone in the future, for example, like one of our workshops for work, for example, or for ASL. For me personally, like when I miss class, it's like, oh wow, I actually missed like 40 pages of vocabulary that we just went over, and it was only an hour and a half class, but I missed that hour and a half. So
That's
Yeah. Well, adding to what you said, you really do get lost even if you miss like 1 hour and 20 minutes of that class just for one day. You get lost a lot. I've never missed a class before. Only the time when we went to the conference in New Orleans. And trust me,
that's a really good. That's a
That's crazy.
trust me, I was taking really hard classes, and I came back and I was lost. I was lost for like the first 2 days, But then I was like, oh, okay, like I'm kind of like getting in it. But no, guys, it is like a lot of information that your professor like puts in 1 hour and 20 minutes. And sometimes it's going to be like really hard to understand. And that's why it's also important, like, for you to make a friend or something like in a class. So that way if you just miss 1A for like whatever reason, like that person can, you know, or go to your professor's office.
Like going to every class, you build those connections with like your fellow peers. So like you have to go in order to catch up either way. So like if you miss a class and you have a student next to you or a peer next to you, and they're like, well, they always miss. Why am I gonna give them information if they always miss? Like you have to build those connections.
It's true. And then also as you're going through university, your classes build on top of each other. For example, if you have like a biology sequence, maybe your first semester biology attendance wasn't mandatory, but it is for your second semester one. They're going to go over and they're going to review everything that you learned that first semester, and they're going to expect you to know it. And like you're going to have that really harsh learning curve if you didn't, because you're going to feel really behind like in the next class in that sequence. So I think that's important.
And believe it or not, like I feel like attendance is going to correlate to your success and grade in the class, you know? Like maybe you only showed up to half the class and you passed, you know? But if you would have showed up to all of them, you might have gotten an A, you know? Or you know, even if you have that tough class, like showing up every day and being attentive is gonna be the difference between you not passing and you passing, you know? You getting a B and you getting an A. You know, I mean, it's backed by research, you know, so go to class.
And you also,
it's not an option, guys.
You also never know when there's going to be like opportunities for extra credit, or sometimes instructors like at the end of the class will be like, oh, hey, this event's going on. If you go and submit a picture, like, you know, I can give you some extra points because you participated or attended. And those are things that they'll intentionally not email or post about because they want it to be reserved for the people who made the effort to show up to
That's
class.
so true. I had a class over the summer, and I went, and the professor was like, it looks like a lot of people decided to miss class today. Like a lot of people didn't show up. There wasn't a lot. He's like, the majority of the class didn't show up to class today. So for everybody that's in class, I'm going to give you guys 5 points extra credit. I was like, oh, snap. Rack them in. That was also the same day when we found out that I was doing a 7:30 class. So it was a good little boost, you know. Like,
it was a balance of the world.
Maybe things are okay.
For real. Go to class for sure.
Literally just go to class.
Yes. What's your guys' favorite secret that we talked about today?
Oh, okay. Let's go. I think my favorite one is figure out the best way to take notes. I think especially like the transition from high school to college was a little bit difficult for me because I wasn't taking notes in high school or like studying really hard in high school. It came easy, and I expected college to be the same way. So when I got hit with all that information from all these classes, like the first week, I was like, oh, this is like something's gonna have to change. And I realized that I was gonna have to figure out like my learning style. And like Gaby says, it always evolves, like not being hard on yourself about your notes or like trying to make them perfect or you know what I mean, like using whatever works best for you, but being willing to learn what style works best for you and like putting the time into it as well.
Mine's kind of tied. Like I'm looking, but I know it's one. But anyways, so I think because they go hand in hand, it's reviewing the syllabus and like going to class every day. Because I feel like if you go into class and don't know anything about what's to come, what are the plans, what are the learning objectives, basically what your professor expects of you in class, then you're going also to just like sit there and like I don't know how to explain it. Like there's this thing that goes hand in hand with it too. And so I feel like both are kind of like my number one for like freshmen, for upperclassmen, for anybody, because that's your guide and that's what's going to make you succeed for any course. And
That's really good. I love that.
I think my favorite one is going to your professor's office hours. I just think it's really, really important, guys. Like I've gone to like 2-3 of my professor's office hours, and they all have given me like a lot, like a bunch of opportunities, and that's like giving me like the view of how I'm gonna be building up my future with their help and with everything they tell me.
That's good. That's good.
I think my favorite is go to class. I know it's simple,
Just go to class.
Yeah.
but sometimes you'll wake up in the morning
Mm-hmm.
and you'll be like, I can probably not go today, but no, go today.
Oh, literally.
Yeah, because because I think if we stop going to class, we build a habit of not going to class, and it could just be a dangerous and a slippery slope. But yeah, those are the top 5 secrets to academic success. We hope you guys learned some, maybe that you didn't know, or maybe that you did know but didn't know how big of an impact it had.
Yeah.
If you guys have more questions on these, feel free to leave a comment. We can get back to you, or come in our office hours.
Literally.
Or even comment like what other skills or secrets you think might help like
Yeah.
other students as well that
Yeah, that's
aren't
really
on
good.
this list, you know?
Yeah, that is true.
Very good.
But as promised, we are going to be ending today with another game of Impostor.
I'm like,
We just got our little papers here. So we're going to go ahead and look at them. And this time,
Wait. Who goes first though? Because Jenna left.
we'll start this time with Jolette on
Okay.
the other end.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What are the chances she gets Impostor 2 times in a row? All right.
At that point, it's okay.
Why is this one so hard to open? Wait. Okay.
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 What are the chances you get?
I think so, bro. I think so.
Why don't we start with Claudia?
No, Jolette, go. What's your word?
I'm gonna say it's because there's a lot of words. There's no way. I'm probably gonna say air.
Okay, air. I'm gonna say. You know what? Just to make it complicated, wood.
Okay.
I like that.
Avatar.
I'll go with.
Oh my gosh.
I'll go with design.
Okay. I'll go with gathering.
Oh, that's a good one.
Jolette.
Well, what can I say? Okay, I'll say color.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna say variety.
Okay.
I'm gonna say. Hold on, I should have thought about this. Jolette took a less amount of time than I thought she was going to.
Give her 40 minutes.
I'll say. Dang, guys, wait. Olive.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say cutting.
Cutting.
Okay. I'm gonna say
Last round.
ooh, hey guys. Shape.
Shape.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, I can't think of another word. Oof. Fancy.
Okay.
Let's see. I will say peanuts.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go with cheese.
Okay.
Alrighty, that is it. Are you guys ready to
I
vote?
think so. Yes.
Wait, hold on. I don't want to lose, so but yeah, I guess just point to who you
Okay.
think it is.
Okay. I'll count.
Okay.
3,
Okay.
2, 1.
Starting off with air was ridiculous.
We pointed at Jolette.
Wait. What do you think the word is, Jolette?
Yeah.
Oh, she is the imposter.
Okay.
What do you think the word is?
I thought I don't know why I was thinking of a tree.
That's pretty close. Okay.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's
Tree?
a tree. It was a charcuterie board.
Charcuterie board.
Oh.
You were close though. Yeah. You were,
That's why
that
when you
was
said
close.
air,
Yeah,
immediately
I
we
was
were like,
oh my goodness.
we were like, yeah, that's not gonna work.
No. I have bad luck.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll do another podcast we'll bring him back on, and hopefully
So she can
Jolette
redeem
does not
herself.
get
I'm
picked
not
as the
the
imposter.
imposter. Twice.
No, literally.
But-
How embarrassing.
That is all we have for you guys today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the What's Up SA podcast. We'll see you guys on the next one, and we hope you guys have an amazing week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.